Well, what's up, Ghost Nation, Ghost family? This is Trig. Welcome to Ghost TV. And I'm starting a new segment here today called Ghost Families. And the idea is to share with you a little bit of what Rachelle and I, my wife and I, have learned now 20 years of marriage and raising three children that are now pretty much all teenagers. And it's really ironic how even we've come to this, both my wife and I, to have this channel called Ghost of Families, because really, I would say both of us feel like we're just normal parents, that we really don't have that much to share. Or we, like I think most parents, feel like we make mistakes all the time. And so like, why would you want to listen to us? But it kind of hit me yesterday how maybe we do have something to share that might help a lot of people. I was at the optometrist getting my new glasses and all these things, and one of the doctors said, "Oh, are you Rachelle's husband?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." And she said, "Oh, your wife has been so awesome giving us tips. We have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, two little girls, and your wife gave us some tips on this and that, and like putting some things on the fridge." And then I said, "Yep, that's my amazing wife. She is the reason why we have three awesome kids." And then she asked me some things, and I was telling her about humility and canela modeling, and she's like, "Wow, how do you guys do that?" And I gave her some ideas, and she said, "You guys should write a book together. Like, this is so awesome, even though our kids are so small, but we also have been wondering like what to do." And so out of that, and a couple other things that people have asked, like our family councils and what is it like to raise a model in the making and three amazing children, and what is it like to, especially for us we're a ministry family, how do you deal with some of the pressures of that people may place on the kids to be perfect, or even just how have we managed going from from church to church in some ways, and how do you care for their spiritual lives? So with all that, I thought, well, maybe this is something that people will want to hear about. And I think not only is it because maybe we've gone through things and we've experienced some things, but I feel like our families today are in need of guidance. And I think, I heard the other day two high schoolers saying, "I don't think I ever want to get married because raising kids is really hard." So you might be someone who's single, and you might be thinking, I don't know if I want to have children. I don't know if I want to get married, because I look at my parents, I look at society, I look at life, and there aren't a lot of good examples. And thankfully, maybe you do have good examples, and so that's a great thing. But what if you don't? What if you're a single parent, a single mom, a single dad, and you're trying to do things on your own? And maybe you do have some support, but how do you do that? I think all of us, regardless of whether we are a family of two parents and three kids like us, or whether you are a single mom or a single dad, or whether you are someone now without children, maybe now it's your grandkids, whatever stage you're in, or whatever else maybe there may be out there, I think all of us have one thing in common, and that is that we all love our kids. We all love our children. We want them to have a spiritual life. We want them to do well in school. We want to have them not repeat our own mistakes. We want to give them the best opportunities available. But I would say it's never been harder, in my opinion, and I only have obviously one life, to raise kids than it is today, because of the media and social media and all the distractions, not only for them, but for us as parents. We also have so many distractions. And then you throw in there all of the financial problems that I know we've experienced as a family, and all of the commuting that we have to do, meaning all of the practical things just economically that families deal with today. And then you have, like I said, the spiritual component. We all want our kids to be raised in a Christian home, or in a home with some sort of faith and spirituality and a sense of guidance. But then they spend so much time outside of the home hearing all kinds of things, and you don't really know what to do. So I thought maybe we can start here with this channel, Ghosts of Families, and talk about that. And the way that you can interact with us, both Rachelle and I, and I'm hoping to do videos with her, is you can tweet us, David Trigg LA. You can Instagram us, your question, your comment. You can obviously comment on this video here below on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching this, Instagram, Vine, Snapchat, whatever. And to be able to maybe help each other out and give each other ideas, and for us to share our stories of, as I said, 20 years of marriage, 3 amazing children that we really feel proud of. So the number one thing, I guess, that I want to leave you with here before I wrap up this first episode is the idea of humility. You know, when the doctor yesterday at the optometrist asked me, what do you do with a model, you know, in the making? What do you do with someone so beautiful? And then really she said, all 3 of your kids are beautiful. And I said, you know, really what comes to mind is humility. That's something that we instill in our children all the time. And humility works both ways. It's not just when you're on top, but humility also is important when you're not feeling well, when you're at the bottom. Because life will either pump you up way too much or will bring you down all the way to the bottom. And so I think that humility is something that has been a huge component of what we instill in our children. And really that hopefully comes from seeing us as parents, and then as they begin to experience pain and difficulty and not getting picked for the basketball team, or being said that you're too tall, too thin, too big, too, you know, all the things that happen in school, then hopefully helping them understand that their worth does not come from people's opinions. It comes from, most of all, from what we think of them and how we value them. And then second, that God sees them as beautiful and as perfect. And then I think the second thing is we also really instill in them the value of their worth, that they are beautiful and valuable people. And we tell them all the time the gifts that we see in them. That for Canela, obviously, it's not just that she models, but it's her confidence. For Isabella, it's not just that she is such a magnet, but that she is so compassionate. And for David, it's not just that he loves music and is such an amazing speaker, but that he is so kind. And so those things are so valuable for our children to hear from us, from parents. And I know that we have as parents so many distractions, but and we're going to talk about that in future episodes. You know, how do we ourselves as parents calm our own minds and our own stresses down so that we can be in the lives of our children? But I would say that humility and then confidence, you know, that fearlessness are really 2 of the foundations here for the Trigg family here in our home. So I hope that this series, Gozo Families, will help you. Please let me know what are your questions, what are the things that you'd like to know more about. You can, again, go to my Instagram, go to my Twitter page. I'm actually going to do a live stream on something new on Twitter called Monkey Sheet or something, Marquite. I forget exactly the name of it. But it's a live stream that I'm going to do on Twitter here over the next few weeks. Thanks so much for watching, Gozo Nation. I hope that this is an encouraging segment here, a new thing here on Gozo TV that will encourage you as a family or as a single person looking to become a family at some point. Have a great rest of this day. Bye-bye.